Hello, I'm Tammy Jarvis, and I have done an author study on Patricia Polacco. I'll start with her background. She was an American storyteller and illustrator. She grew up in Michigan. Her mother and grandmother were Jewish immigrants from Russia and Ukraine, so she grew up hearing a lot of stories from her grandmother. Her father was from Ireland. Um, she bases a lot of her stories on her personal experiences and the stories that she heard from her grandparents. An interesting fact is she did not learn to read until she was about 14. A high school teacher realized that she had dyslexia, and he taught her how to read, and you can find out more about that in her book, Thank You, Mr. Falker. She was very, very good at art. And another interesting fact is that she was actually over 40 years old before she wrote her first book. She's written over 115 books. This is some of her achievements and her awards. I've got 4 slides of those because there were over 75. So I will just click through those. Okay, and the last page. Here is some of her books. Again, she's written 115 books, and I couldn't put all 115 books on the slides. The reason that this one at the top is sticking out is because that was her first book that she wrote. And I'm sure you recognize a few of these titles: Thunder Cake and Mr. Lincoln's Way, The Keeping Quilt. The next slide is more of her books. Pink and Say, that's a popular one. Several popular ones. January Sparrow. If you haven't read any of her books, you really, really need to. They are awesome. Um, I decided to do my summary on the book, The Butterfly. And so the summary is: in France during the Nazi occupation, little Monique soon figures out that her mother is secretly hiding a Jewish family in their cellar. The little Jewish girl, Severine, and Monique quickly become friends. Feeling sad for Severine, Monique gives her a little gift each day to comfort her. One night, Monique gave her a butterfly. That night, standing at Monique's window, Severine releases the butterfly to symbolize her and her parents being free one day, and in doing so, they're spotted by the neighbor. Fearful of being found out, Marcel, Monique's mother, had to get them out into a safe place. Severine's parents dressed as a nun and a priest, and they set out in the dark of the night. Monique and her mother traveled with Severine separately. Before saying goodbye, the little girls gave each other a gift. Monique gave Severine her cat, Pinot, and Severine gave Monique her Star of David necklace. As time passed, Monique wonders if Severine and her parents are safe. One day, while her and her mother were out in the flower garden, bunches of butterflies fluttered in, giving Monique her answer. Severine was okay. Through the author's note, we learn that the story is based on real life events in Polacco of Polacco's great aunt and her daughter. We also learn that Severine's parents never made it to safety. Monique and Severine are still friends to this day. Why do I say that she's a superb storyteller? Well, I feel that Patricia Polacco is a great storyteller because she writes about her own life experiences and from her multicultural perspectives that she gained as a child from hearing stories from her own family. She weaves in hard issues and develops a beautiful story that all can connect to in some way, and in some cases, even opens their eyes and hearts to different perspectives. Her stories are accessible to all children, even those that struggle to read. Through her beloved stories, she teaches children to be tolerant, accepting, and find commonalities between themselves and others and to appreciate those differences. I'll leave you with a quote from Polacco. And this is, she was talking about children, but I think this applies to adults also. She said, so if they can read authentic stories and understand that the heart of humanity is the same, it doesn't matter how we're packaged on the outside. We are all the same. Thank you.